Fielding.
О, привет. Ох, привет.
What do you want? Criminals like you ought to
О,
be working right
здорово.
now. Catch my drift.
We just want to ask you a simple question. Have you ever discovered anything odd during your nighttime patrols?
Why are you asking about something like that? Whatever happens at night isn't your concern. All you need to worry about is getting enough sleep.
Well...
Давай будем откровенны, я не поднялся, мне когда я начал заливать видосы было 480, так что, ну, типа... Heavy Win 666 подписок. Мы слышим по ночам страшные звуки.
Right! We've heard it happens a few times every month. Paimon has
100
sensitive ears, so it makes it hard to sleep.
100 видосов.
Really?
О.
I see. But it's not like I'm on duty every night. And now that you mention it, I recall my colleagues talking about something like that before. They say that strange things tend to happen at night on pipe cleaning days. Lots of us don't willingly take those shifts.
So, what happens at night on pipe cleaning days?
They just conduct regular
Это
cleaning of
когда
the fortress's
прочищают
drainage
трубочки
facilities.
наши.
There are 3 pipe cleaning days per month. And it just so happens that today is one of the scheduled days. You can try to confirm the sounds tonight if you want, and if they're real, then I can report the issue to my superiors for you.
Oh, okay. Then we'll keep both ears out tonight.
If that's all, then I'll be leaving now. I advise you not to try anything funny, though. Even if I'm not on duty tonight, someone will still be watching you.
Don't worry, we don't want any time added to our sentences. Oh, he left. So what do you think about the pipe cleaning days he mentioned?
Ну, возможно, в эти дни
Right.
хрювоеды,
Both
так
are a
сказать,
possibility.
хрювоедствуют.
But Fielding did say that tonight is a cleaning night.
Сейчас я кое-что сделаю, минуточку. Прошу прощения, хрюверей. Почему бы не взглянуть, что происходит?
Alright, sounds like we'll be up all night tonight then. Paimon just hopes the guards don't catch us.
Ну, я не знаю, реально у меня, ну, предположение, что у меня тупо супер жарко, и из-за этого у меня, ну, как бы, проблема с охладом печки. То есть я вот буквально врубил, ну, пару минут назад у меня уже она прогрелась до 80, и как бы... Я хз, что с этим сделать. Сейчас я тупо вырублю сглаживание. Может, с ним, типа, ну, вернее, без него станет полегче карточки. Она такая, сэмпай, бакамитай, да, но мы, да, моё. Ну, ладно, видимо, без сглаживания поиграю. Немножко, так сказать, глазами в пиксели подолбимся. Надеюсь, вы не возражаете.
I'm so tired. But we can't sleep yet. They'll be cleaning the pipes tonight, so it's the perfect chance for us to investigate.
Ну, допустим, шанс сегодня, но вы представится не скоро.
Whatever. Just be sure to wake Paimon if she dozes off. Paimon's worried something might happen if you go alone. Huh? Traveler? Did you fall asleep already?
Вот так вот. Садите его на поезд, так сказать.
Traveler, come on, wake up!
В моем видении был
Oh, it
Тортилыч.
looked like you were just peacefully sleeping, the Paimon.
Да,
Well,
смотри.
what did you see this time?
Тортилыч сбежал по хривопроводу.
Really? So we're finally starting to figure out what actually happened. But what about the cannibals? How do you explain them?
Скоро мы все выясним про
Okay, well,
хривоедов.
it's about time for us to get moving. Just be careful to avoid the patrolling guards.
Ну шо ж, как говорится, окей, let's go. О, блин, ну у меня на самом деле так жарко сейчас. Так жарко, просто такая жарень. Так, а мне вниз
Careful.
или нет?
We'll get in trouble if the guards catch us. This should be the place.
I know you. You were the ones we saw.
Huh. You've got guts showing up here. You know who we are, right?
You'd better leave now. Ain't nobody coming here to save you.
Не хвались,
What you
похрюсу.
say?
Легенда о людоедах и тайные правила, вы все это просто
Yeah.
придумали.
So what if they were? If you push us, we can make those rumors a reality at any time.
Hey, what's the point of all those rumors anyway? What exactly are you trying to do?
I don't have to tell you anything. If you turn around, go back to the dormitories, and act like you never saw anything, then I'll pretend that you never showed up here.
Yeah, scram. Nothing worth seeing here.
Что-то зовет меня, мне нужно идти.
Huh? What did you say?
Isn't that exactly what Boss said when he left?
Hey, do you know our boss?
Как Тортилыч.
Oh, we had no idea our boss was such a big deal. He always kept his identity a secret. So, did he have you come here to find us?
Oh, so your child's crew here? Seems like he had no problem fitting in.
Так я разбираюсь, что с ним
We're the
случилось.
only ones who heard him say those words when he left that night. So unless he somehow told you those exact same words after that... All right. I guess that's proof enough for me. I believe you.
Wow, those dreams of yours sure come in handy.
We gave him the business for a while, and would always give him a hard time when he first came to the fortress of Maripede. But here in the fortress, the strong will always earn respect. He was working the longest hours and racking up wins in the Pancration Ring. You could always see how amazing he was, even when he was teaching us a lesson. So eventually, we all decided to follow him.
But one day, he suddenly told us that he had to find a way to escape this place, no matter the cost. He said it was because he heard that call again. And as his crew, if the boss wants something, then it's our job to get it done. So, we got to work, and used the hidden rules that were here to make up and spread the rumor about the cannibal rule. We just wanted to give him a better chance of escaping on a night after the pipes had been cleaned.
Oh, thanks to your rumor, nobody would want to come anywhere near here, prisoner or guard. Wow, it sure is easy to exploit people's fear of the unknown. But has a child already escaped? Why are you all still coming here after pipe cleaning day?
Because as far as we know, the pipe he went into isn't actually an exit. It should be a dead end. It leads to an abandoned factory area, and even if there were a way to escape from there into the sea, we're still way too deep. No one could ever reach the surface alive. But Boss still insisted on going in. It's like he was obsessed about it. So we told him that we'd pretend as if he never existed while he was gone. And that if he wanted to come back, he should wait for nighttime on a pipe cleaning day. That way, we could meet him here and help cover the whole thing up.
So you come and wait here through the night a few times a month
Михаля,
just because
о
of
чём?
that promise?
Yeah, but it's been so long now. We already know in our hearts that he must have managed to escape somehow.
Is it also possible that something unfortunate happened to him?
Nothing could ever defeat Boss or slow him down. That's one thing we know for sure.
Okay. Paimon was just brainstorming possibilities.
Да, есть поток на ютубе. Можете показать, когда
Alright.
ушел
Keep
босс
quiet and follow us.
of the gym? Так, ладно. Вроде как подохладилось. Пробую вернуть. Надеюсь, перестанет разваливаться. У меня Михаля, хотя жарко, просто абсолютно безумно. У меня видяха стала перегреваться. У меня жопа горит. Дичайше. В связи с этим. Я уже подумал о том, что может корпус у печки махнуть, но
The
это
way
не
up from
точно.
here has been sealed off. It's impossible to get through. Boss left by going down from here. It wasn't full of water at the time. Later, we came back hoping to have a look. That's when we found out it had been completely flooded. It's impossible to navigate unless you're an extremely skilled diver.
Do you think Child got trapped by the water?
Not likely. We all know that Boss
Да у
was an
меня
incredible swimmer.
вентили есть, у меня корпус типа не очень, ну типа удачный по современным меркам. То есть он не самый большой внутри, да, грубо говоря, видяха занимает практически всю секцию свою, а видяха у меня, ну, не самая здоровая, то есть двухкулерная, ну, такая стандартная, плюс-минус. И, грубо говоря, блин, я не знаю, я бы нарисовал даже, как это выглядит. Сейчас даже, может, я найду. Я надеюсь, что если я сейчас попытаюсь отправить ссылку на YouTube, то она, ну, дойдет. Сейчас, подождите секунду, у меня грузится ютубчик. Не проебался? Так там я не могу проебаться, потому что я не могу нормально сделать потоки. Сейчас. Я отправил ссылку, я хз, она у вас открылась, надеюсь, что да. То есть там вот на первой пикче можно посмотреть, как это выглядит, да. Получается, воздух заходит спереди, с фронталки, там получается решетка, да, такая, типа с горизонтальными полосами. За ней полевой фильтр. Да, и там потом, соответственно, кулер один 120-миллиметровый. Потом там, получается, в этой секции находится два жестких диска спереди, да. Потом я, ну, как бы в теории там вот стоит решетка, но я ее выломал, чтобы хоть как-то воздух проходил. Потом, соответственно, вот в основной вот этой вот в здоровой, да, секции расположен блок питалова внизу. И видеокарта занимает, в принципе, ну, все пространство, да, то есть слева направо. Ну и, соответственно, сверху проц башенный кулер здоровый. И у меня, получается, сейчас стоит 4 работающие вертушки. Грубо говоря, одна на вдув спереди, одна на вдув с днища, одна на выдув сверху и одна на выдув, соответственно, ну, в жопе. Вот, оно как-то худо-бедно тянет. Здорово. Я рад, что тут. Но, короче, В общем, все не сильно хорошо. Но видишь, Михаил, у меня есть еще ощущение, что моя видяха, типа, дохнет потихоньку. Ну, может, и не дохнет, но, типа, у нее есть иные проблемы с охладом. Короче, назовем это так. В общем, я знаком с отличным
Really?
ныряльщиком.
Then
Это
have him
я.
come investigate. Pronto. Just be sure to
Чё?
tell us if you get any news about
Не
Boss.
расскажу.
It's getting
Секрет.
late. We should leave before the guards come this way.
Yeah, we learned a lot about what happened to Child here. Let's get going.
Да, я знаю, что сейчас сдохнуть нельзя, поэтому я, ну, очень аккуратен и слежу там за температурами, за вжжж и так далее. Потому что денег нет, но вы держитесь.
We finally learned some key information. Seems all of our investigative work has finally started to pay off. When you said you knew a diver, you were talking about Fremenade,
Да, я уже
right?
посмотрел, что 40-60,
If we ask Lenny,
8-гиговая
he'll
будет
definitely
стоить 40
help us.
косарей.
Ugh. Why is Child like this? What was he doing going into the pipes? Not making our jobs easier, that's for sure. Fortunately, though, it seems like it's only a matter of time now before we find out what really happened. Now that we can finally relax, I'm starting to feel super sleepy. Let's try to get some rest while we still
Да
can.
не, я думаю, не
Night-night,
корпус
Traveler.
Хэви. Я думаю, что дело не в корпусе. Я ради эксперимента сейчас попробовал посидеть, ну, с открытой крышкой. Разницы сильно не заметил, так что я бы не сказал, что оно
It's
сильно
morning
влияет.
already.
Как бы влияет, но так.
Paimon still needs more sleep.
Давай используем купоны, чтобы пропустить утреннюю смену.
Huh? Wait, look over there. Isn't that? It's one of Linny's cards.
О, мы давно с ним не
Let
виделись.
Paimon see what's written on it. Maybe you haven't heard, but today is the monthly free day. Everyone
Если я
has the day
сделаю...
off
Нет,
today, which
без
makes
пули,
it
я
the
не
perfect
пройду
time
через
to do some
фурмарки, я
investigating.
получу перегрев. Это
It's been a while
100%.
since we last
Забей,
talked.
я
Have you been
в
making any
Геншине
progress
получаю
lately?
перегрев,
Let's meet
братишка.
at our usual
Зачем мне
spot in
следить
the
за
factory
датчиком?
area before lunchtime.
Фурмарки
I have no
я
information.
давно уже не прохожу.
Ooh, today's our lucky day. We have the day off.
Это не вице-пуль. Я
From the
оговорился,
sound
что
of it,
ли?
Lenny's been making
Прошу
progress with his
прощения.
investigation. Wonder what he's discovered. We still have some time before we meet up. Let's talk with the people here for a bit more before we go.
Я нашел, ну типа я вот сейчас пока перерыв делал, я нашел супер корпус, который выглядит, ну, абсолютно ебейшим, но он стоит 10, и я бы даже, ну, не забил бы болта и купил бы, только при одном условии, что я бы понимал, что это, ну, хоть что-то мне даст. Ну, с крайне большой вероятностью, если я его куплю, я потом буду очень расстроен, просто потому что я его куплю по приколу. То есть толку от него будет ноль. Потому что мне кажется, что все-таки проблема у меня не только, ну, с продуваемостью, да, сколько, во-первых, с жарой,
There are some people
а
talking over
во-вторых,
there.
сколько,
Let's
ну,
listen in on the conversation.
с этим, как его зовут, с видяхой, короче.
If you ask me, those pompous parasites on the surface act like they're all a bunch of aristocrats. Do any of them give half a hoot about a bunch of dogs like us?
Hey, speak for yourself, mate. I'm no dog.
Oh, you think you're special or something? If you're here, then you're just a convict like the rest of us. I've heard that even if you're released after serving your sentence, going back to life on the surface ain't any better. Once a criminal, always a criminal. We're marked for life.
I don't buy that.
Hey, how cool would it be if the whole world was destroyed by a giant flood and everyone had to start over from nothing?
Ну, слушай, мне не сказать бы, что это прям именно турячка из 10, там все неплохо. Вполне.
Listen, things ain't so great on the surface, but who says that you have to leave? I've heard that you can still stay here and work even after you've served your sentence. Not bad if you ask me. Who wants to live in the ruddy overworld anyway?
And what makes you think they'd want to hire someone like you? It's one of the great mysteries of the universe, how someone as useless as you is so confident.
Whoa. Sounds like they're really unhappy about the overworld. Speaking of which, Paimon never heard anyone use the words overworld or underworld when we were living up there. Is it only something the inmates down here say?
Ну, тем, кто в тюрячке, всегда что-то не нравится.
That's
Это
true.
нормально. Сказать ничего удивительного.
There's a group of people over there. Let's go listen in.
So I said, that's not a faucet. Hey, who are you two? Why'd you come over all of a sudden?
Oh, sorry for eavesdropping. Sounds like you were talking about something private.
What's the matter? They're just looking to join in on our fun, that's all.
Hey, don't pretend like it's okay for them to just interrupt us like that. Fine. You're lucky we don't mind extroverts that much.
Тима. Это мило с вашей стороны. Какие черные полоски. Ты о
You
чем?
hear that, Quisto? What nice!
Ты видишь какие-то черные
Your
полоски?
expressions tell me you're looking to hear some juicy info, am I right? But before that, it just so happens that I know you two.
Really? Are we that famous?
You're kidding. How often does anyone get a personal tour led by His Grace himself? Practically everyone was talking
Где?
about it. Word has it
Где?
that you also caused quite the kerfuffle.
Так, Михаля, я ничего не трогаю. Где черная полоска? Сейчас в телегу кинешь скрин, давай. Мне прям любопытно. Я не вижу черную полоску. Возможно, я долблюсь в глаза, но я их все еще не вижу. Где? Где Михаля? Ну, надо дать должное, что еще телега, возможно, типа, ультра шакалит, да, Пикчу. Я не вижу черную полоску. Я бы сказал, единственная черная полоска в этой жизни — это, так сказать, мое очко. И перекидываю. Это все небольшое
little
недоразумение,
mistake, huh?
знаете.
I like the way you put it. You see, people with a good attitude can join our group anytime, unlike some of the others here.
Your group?
А, так у меня, чувак, все, я
I'm
понял, о
Quisto,
чем ты. У
and
меня
this is
широкоформат.
People usually call us the Bombshell Bros, but don't worry. We're not playing with bombs or anything. It's just that our information is always so explosive, and we blow minds on the regular.
So, you two really like to gossip? Whew, you sure know how to embellish.
No. You don't get it. Knowing intelligence will make things better for you here. For example, knowing who's working with whom, who has the latest rumors, who's not getting along. Wouldn't you like to know all that?
Да, расскажите, хочу знать.
Whoa, all
Хочу
this
все
info's
знать.
worth something,
Да,
you
Михаля,
know?
я реально с 20
You
на 9
should
сижу. У
prove
меня
you
нет
have it.
черных полосок,
I don't mind
понимаешь?
him. Quisto's always this way. Just play nice and say something to massage his ego. The welfare meals. Talk about the welfare meals.
Ну, да мы попробовали самое потрясающее бесплатное питание на свете, знаете ли.
Right. That meal we had
Ну,
yesterday
это
was
топ.
super delicious. Paimon can still taste it whenever she closes her eyes.
Is that so? To tell you the truth, I've been helping out with making those welfare meals. I've been working as a kitchen assistant for about a month and a half now.
Oh, so you're the one who made those delicious steaks. Amazing. You could be a professional chef.
You are correct. I am a true professional. In fact, I even went to culinary school. But enough about that. Since you like my cooking, I guess that means we share similar tastes. Listen carefully.
This little bombshell will help you learn what's really going on here in the fortress.
Лаверин только что подменил. Мне кажется, он говорит, не обижайся, он хороший парень. Ну, видишь, в твоем случае, да, в моем случае у меня, нет полосок, что я самоник такой, и у меня Лустарк тоже 20 на 9 и все остальное, пока. Ну да, на стрим, типа, из-за этого людям выводят с полосок.
And if he doesn't care about something, then he often doesn't bother dealing with it.
Those who have the Duke's attention get all kinds of special perks, even better treatment in the infirmary.
I know who you mean. It's that Jurier character, right? I don't think there's anything useful about him at all. Why does he visit the infirmary practically every day? Is it normal for anyone to be going in and out of there so often? If you ask me, he's just faking it to get out of work.
But did you know that Jurier was a talented researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute before he came here? There's no denying that.
I don't care if he was a researcher that could turn dirt into Mora. Once you're in the fortress of Meripede, you're just another inmate like everybody else.
Как интересно, кто-то часто посещает лазарет. Надо это запомнить.
Speaking of which, the last time I saw him, he was passing by the corridor with Lorvine. I also heard they started arguing in the library and got into a fight, right? Guess that's just how terrible of a guy he is.
You mean he hit a woman? Wow, I never imagined he was that bad.
But that Lorvine's also quite the odd one, you know? She's always gabbing away, got into a fight with a man, and she also got sent to the infirmary. Come to think of it, I always see her going to the sick bay every couple of days, too. Huh.
Wait a second. You don't think?
Do you think could it be that they're secretly meeting there to go on dates? But it's really hard to imagine.
After all, I do remember seeing Lorvine beat Jurier to a pulp that one time. And we might be overthinking things.
Ага, значит, был конфликт между жюри с девушкой по имени Лурвин, которая тоже бывает часто в лазарете. Это тоже надо запомнить. Это очень сложное расследование. Да, Михаил, у меня же форматный, который с 144 мегагерцами. Так он стоил-то не 50, как ты можешь догадаться. Я очень не хочу, чтобы у меня ни он, ни видяха отвалились, потому что сейчас отвал очка будет.
Hey, you over
С
there?
текущим курсом. Я?
Yeah, you. Say, do you like playing card games? You know, like Genius Invocation
О.
TCG?
Ребята, давайте играть в Genius Invocation TCG, ведь
You
даже тут
TCG
играет
players are like
Никио.
mint in the wild, literally sprouting up everywhere.
Hey, come on now. What's wrong with finding fellow Invocation aficionados? Anyway, care to join me for a game?
Нет, у меня пока есть дела.
All right, no pressure.
But why would you be looking for people to play Genius Invocation in a place like this? Don't people usually come here to fight?
Whether you're throwing down cards or throwing punches, it's all a competition, isn't it? It's all the same in my eyes. There are lots of card players here in the fortress.
Слушай,
I saw
если бы они
you,
говорили,
I
давай сыграем в
immediately
Гвинт,
thought,
это было бы,
hey, even outsiders from other nations play
менее
cards.
тупо.
So I came over to say hi.
Потому что, хотя бы, когда они там говорили бы Гвинт, это одно слово. Когда Genius Invocation TCG, это просто такой мем уже самый. Ладно, хочешь поболтать,
Sure.
братишек?
Great! Since you've been here longer than us, you need to flex your seniority a little bit, right? Maybe you could start by telling us newcomers some stories about this place.
I
Ты,
thought
кстати,
you would have
Михаил,
already
вообще
heard
Фонтейн
everything by
видел-то
now.
в глаза или нет?
All right,
Потому
then.
что на
Did you have
видосах
anything
или еще на
specific in
чем-то.
mind? Or do you want me to just
Просто
pick
так
a
спрашивал
topic?
про канализацию,
Why
как
don't
будто,
you pick?
реально
We'll
думаю,
let
что
you know
Фонтейн
if we've
это
heard
типа
it already.
канализация.
All right. Have you heard any strange rumors since you've arrived?
Ну да, слышала.
Then, did you know that there are some people who are always gossiping over in the corner?
Ладно, я это, ну, покажу тебе, когда диалог закончится. Про Кюсу и
Yeah, so
Лаверюна.
you've already met those two. They're quite a pair. They always keep an eye out for the latest happenings and gossip about everything. I've never seen anyone with more time on their hands. I heard that they used to be a chef and a bartender before they were sent down here. You know how bartenders are, always chatting with customers. And chefs love to pass the time just hanging out when they're not cooking.
Good to know. Do you have anything else to tell us?
Let me think. Sounds like you want to hear something a little more tantalizing. Oh, did you know that the Duke was also a convict in the fortress of Meripede before?
Huh? Wait, are you serious?
That's right. The Duke was an inmate just like you and me. Seems he was exiled here for committing some crime. Who knows how he ended up rising up to become the warden, though? To go from an ordinary inmate to becoming the manager of the whole place? I'm not gonna lie, I kinda respect that.
О, знаешь что-нибудь про запретную
A
зону
forbidden
и в
zone?
сказах Рюна?
Sounds like something that someone just made up. I've never heard of that. Where did you hear about it?
It's just a rumor we've been hearing, but no worries if you've never heard of it. Do you have anything else you can tell us?
Anything else? Not that I can think of, but I'll be sure to tell you anything interesting I hear next time. You'll have to play a game of Genius Invocation with me first, though.
О, пойдем играть в Genius
Okay,
Invocation
we've talked to just
TCG.
about everyone, and it's about...
Короче, ладно, я даже сделаю... Надо показать, как мне влияет обоссывать хиличуров. Покажу обязательно. Я тебе даже, ну, покажу, так сказать, большую экскурсию.
According to the card he left us, we should go meet him in the production zone.
Как это все выглядит снаружи. Так, давай. Я хочу прокатиться. Получается, смотри, как это выглядит. Вот этот вот остров, это еще Сумеру, ну, вдали, да?
Welcome aboard this aquabus.
А вот,
One of the most unique
получается,
modes of
после
transportation
Сумеру,
in Olatevat. This boat will take you from Romaritime Station to the Court of
потом
Fine King.
получается, вот, так сказать, Фонтейн, Сумеру, вот, фу, блин, Фонтейн
So
после
you have your
Сумеру.
pick of the best seats.
Мне кажется, что больше такая не ты можешь играть в геншиновский гвинт.
These include not placing sharp tools flat on the chairs and not bringing overstuffed lunchboxes on board. We've had quarrels break out between passengers over things like that. Some even escalated into private brawls. Of course, Fontaine's rules state that if you want to fight, apply for a duel. So, those two passengers were promptly sent to the fortress of Meripede, where they went on to live peaceful, disciplined, and well-mannered lives. So, all's well
Я,
that
честно
ends
говоря,
well, but please do
слышу
not follow their
сейчас вот эти
example.
вот истории и сижу как в этом, в зеленом слонике. Когда Епифанцев говорит, что мне надоели твои, так сказать, истории. Что сделать, Михаля, я не понял. Я не разумею, сорян. Что, хочешь НПЦ показать, что ли?
Passengers, the aquabus
Сейчас. Где тут камера-то, господи, аж
is now
дед.
arriving at Poisson Tunnel.
Да, я жмал.
Though much of Fontaine is covered by water, there are also
Я
beautiful
могу
mountains and
как-то
forests
типа
here.
вот...
Molten Key is one of our most iconic peaks. Lots of adventurers enjoy camping on its
Кидай
summit.
козырными картами неписи,
I
все
heartily
понял.
recommend
Я
the
думал, ты хотел
experience to all visitors.
этого оленя
With that said,
поразглядывать.
visitors should
Хорошо,
also
я
pay
готов
attention to
показать
personal safety
местную
and hire
карточку,
some
но
locals or
потом.
Clockwork Mecha-esque bodyguards.
Ивент хочешь. Ну, короче, Фонтейн выглядит вот примерно так. То есть это что-то среднее между этим... Как его зовут? Между Манштатом, то есть такие типа зеленые полуравнины с какими-то скалами и при этом вот этот Манштат еще жестко обоссали. Поэтому как бы везде сыро.
The boat is now entering Poisson Tunnel.
Но выглядит в целом
Everyone
очень
should now
приятно.
be able to see the light from the aquabus more clearly. Beautiful, isn't it? torches used in other countries. These are Fontaine-exclusive nightlights powered by indemnitium. Of course, indemnitium isn't just for such trivial uses as lighting.
Ладно, мне надоело ехать, поэтому я нанесу непоправимую психологическую травму нашему гиду. Гид, ваша история была увлекательна, спасибо. Вот мы и поговорили, так сказать. Так, Хэви просила показать, как Навилет обоссывает Хиличуру. Так сказать, пройдемся по всем пожеланиям.
Rise! Let the mighty be humbled. Settle down.
Соответственно, ну, главный скилл Навилет — обоссывание. Тупо заливаешь миллион урона в лицо и сидишь довольный.
Let the record show that I verbally consent to relinquishing these items into your possession.
Shine down.
Ну, типа того, да. Так, ну что, пойдем смотреть Genius Invocation TCG, да. У меня не закрытые дейлики на... Ну, вернее, не дейлики, виклики на игру в картишки. Так что можно их сейчас показать. Так, поехали. Я хочу поиграть с тобой в Гвинт. Есть вроде как и PvP-шный режим, но мне он нафиг не сперся. Поэтому, естественно, я играть в него не буду. Соответственно, у нас есть дека, да, с заранее подготовленными картами. Мы выбираем эти картишки действий, выбираем персонажа, за которого будем играть, и, собственно, играем. Раунд начинается с того, что мы вкидываем дайсы. Так, нет, наверное, мне 3 огненных понадобится. Они выкидывают там всякие элементы. Элементы, ну, нужны, чтобы всякие действия колдовать. Я, кстати, прошляпил. Да, прошляпил уже. 3 нужно определенного цвета. Вот же говно. Ну и ладно. Короче, заранее ты выбираешь все персонажей, которыми будешь играть. И, собственно, у них там свои обилки, ё-моё. Так что тупо собираем всякие деки. Да, как же я зафейлил. Ну, короче, по итогу я вот в этом раунде ни хрена даже не сделал особо, потому что просчитался еще даже с одним из дайсов маленьких. Так что тупо ловлю в лицо. Да, мана элементарная. То есть здесь надо именно дайсы под твоего персонажа лутать. Нормас, кстати, накидала теперь. После объяснения гидов от Буси не очень понимаю, как выпускают физселекции детям. Очень просто. Я примерно так же их и веду, если что, Хэви, не переживай. так сказать, примерно так оно и выглядит в реальности. В общем, да. Такое мое, вот это вот, ну да. А вы чего хотели? Вот это вот хреновина сгенерирует, ну, работает таким образом, что ты тратишь 3 дайса, но потом следующие 2 раунда у тебя будет по плюс 2 дайса. И ты такой, о, я богат. Главное теперь дожить бы. Если доживу, то я в следующем ходу буду ультить. У меня осознанно принцип здесь такой, что нужно просто тянуть, и когда все помрут, и просто выходит разбафанный, ломает всем лица. Идея деки в этом. Не более. Это можно выкинуть. В смысле? О чем? Что я выбираю? Ничего не выбираю. Что вы начинаете?
Now you shall perish.
Позарядили. Так, отлично. У меня есть возможность поменять персонажа, не потеряв Райден. Очень хотелось бы.
Understood.
Галерея персонажа. Окей, откроешь.
Don't waste my time.
Spirit Blade!
Так, халявный Геодайс дайте мне, спасибо. Ну все, отрываем лицо Чунь-Юню.
Submit.
After all that training.
We are all but one. The campaign begins.
Чую, меня еще и обоссать могут. Можно мне, пожалуйста, накидать Геодайса? Очень прошу. Очень надо. Не. Венти это топ. Венти это база.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Так, ладно, все, короче, вся надежда тупо на то, что сейчас Итыч развалит хлебалом.
Oni coming through!
Так, погодите-ка, я что-то пропустил в чате, у вас там интересно. Так, подождите. Подождите. Я сейчас открою стрим. Прочитаю, что там в чате началось. Меня не грузит. Так. Энти не перекликнули, разве я что-то такое слышу? А пиксель своего леса стал должен быть поменяться 100 раз. Через 3 дня режан Венти. Когда играет просишь памочка из козы, а я кимона воздуходовые кря затычки. Слушай, да, Михаил, надо дать должное, все старые составы до сих пор играются вроде как вполне себе. А по поводу того, чтобы крутить Венти, ну, у меня с Венти любовь на расстоянии, гайс. Давайте будем, ну... Давайте не будем, в общем, брать лишнего. Давайте просто посмотрим, как это разваливает лица всем.
I am a disgrace to the knights.
Ну, короче, как-то так эти карты играют. Бусь любит Венти. Не нужно нагнетать на Бусю. Кайф, я полетел, гайс. Блин, я хочу повторить это. Я уверен, я могу повторить это. Давай, 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 давай. О, на ману. Я могу повторять это с другими персонажами? Это, походу дела, только Невилет умеет улетать в космос. Ладно, а деда? На ману. Я доволен. Не сказал, почему, но это спойлером. Все понятно. Потому что на самом деле Наверет это фея Винкс. Ладно, пойду дальше сюжет проходить. Как я узнал? Ну, я посмотрел, как он висит в воздухе и понял, что это анимация применения навыка Enchantix. Волшебная пыль. И что-то там внутри меня. Но это не точно. Да, это тюрячка тупо местная, знаешь, да? Но у них очень интересно работает тюрячка, что я постоянно из нее выхожу, делаю дейлики и возвращаюсь дальше по сюжету. В ней свой срок отбывать, так сказать. Еще было бы прикольно, если бы они реально, ну, закрыли возможность выходить из тюрьмы, когда ты в ней сидишь. Так, стоп, а мне она выше быть, что ли? Или может мне сюда, или мне... А, мне надо на другой лифт. Все, я до сих пор не выучил, как тут маршруты идут. Типа ты бы заходил, у тебя делик вместо там, ну, хиличурлов, всего остального, вот делик в тюрячке 20 железных чушек выковать. И ты стоишь, куешь эти чушки. Ну, слушай, не все так однозначно, понимаешь, Михаил. Возможно, ну, что исход наш будет плачевен.
Huh? That look in your eyes. You found something?
Ну, да, я кое-что
Hey,
разузнал.
this is no time to be modest. Just tell him we found a boatload of information.
Oh, as expected of the legendary duo, you have my full and undivided
Нет,
attention.
просто запихал на билет.
Huh. I'd have never guessed that myself. The rumors swirling about this place are unreliable after all, and Master Child probably went missing because he found a way out. He is a harbinger after all. I suppose he's much more resourceful than I initially gave him credit for. Unfortunately, this isn't enough for our final report to Father. We need to find out Master Child's exact whereabouts. Father told me that even though Master Child said he was just coming to Fontaine for a vacation, he actually had some personal reasons. His agenda might be linked to his disappearance.
Главное догнать его.
His escape route is already flooded, so we'll have to task someone with professional diving skills to chase after him.
Well, when you put it that way, it's obvious that only Fremine would be up to the task.
Bingo! Is he around?
He's working today. Coming here as a group would have attracted too much attention. I'll talk to him about it later.
Не рассчитываем на тебя и твоего
It's the
водолазного
least I
друга.
can do. We're all in this together, so it's only fair for us to fulfill our end of the bargain. Honestly, I'm far more impressed by you guys managing to collect all this information right under Risley's watchful eyes.
Collecting information has always been our strong point.
Now, let me think. To find out more information, Fremine will have to retrace Master Child's original route. And if he's to do that, he'll have to set out on the next pipe cleaning day at the earliest. That's 6 days from now. And after that, he'll probably take another 2 or 3 days to return.
You can even estimate how long it'll take for him to get back?
We've been working together for a long time. We know each other's capabilities like the backs of our hands. Traveler, what say you to meeting here 9 days from now? We'll be able to pick up Fremine while we're at it, too.
Ладно, давай.
Oh, and there's just one last thing we'd like your help with. Though we can just sit back and wait for Fremine's report on Master Child's whereabouts, we still need to make more progress on the investigation of the Forbidden Zone. Fremine's no master of disguise. Lynette's still working on getting intel from the other areas, and I'll need to spend some time helping Fremine prepare for his diving mission. So, you are the only ones we can count on.
Вообще, Михаля, там очень
What do you want us to do?
интересный
Will it be hard?
нюанс со всем сюжетом, потому что, ну, смотри, это как выглядит. Сюжет 4.0, да, вот, посвящен линии, да, вот этому вот челу в шляпе. Посвящен Нави, и где-то там, ну, частично мелькает Навилет, да. Сюжет 4.1 это сюжет, ну, скорее вот про вот линия и про Навилета. Да, ну, как бы пока его не особо много, но, как я понимаю, там, ну, все равно про него будет основной этот, так сказать, контент. А про Урину пока вообще ничего нет, кроме того, что она жрет
Well,
торты.
I won't call it easy per se, but I think you'll be able to pull it off. Listen carefully. You'll need to find an excuse to get into the infirmary and investigate the room and environs. You've mentioned several sketchy-looking people always meeting at the infirmary earlier, so it probably has something to do with the secret we're hoping to uncover. You've already met the head nurse, so she'll be less suspicious of you. Investigate the internal structure of the infirmary and any active dealings within, and pass those on to me alongside anything else you're able to discover. But also, there's no need to take risks. Don't forget, safety always comes first.
Ладно, стараюсь.
My apologies, I just started rambling out of habit. It was almost as if I was talking to my younger brother.
But that's not a bad thing, right?
Что, если я Аничан?
All right, then we'll head out as soon as we finish our prep.
Let's go our separate ways for now, then. Don't forget, we meet here again in 9 days. Stay safe.
Проведя небольшую подготовительную работу с Пайман, вы направляетесь к лазарету.
Hey, stay here for now. Paimon will take a peek. There seem to be several people inside.
Послушаем, о чем они говорят. Тоже Снежная не скоро. Года через, не знаю, 3.
It's not impossible.
It's a bit hard to understand them from here, so why don't we just try to talk to them in person? Let's go as soon as you're ready.
Где ли результат неудачного химического опыта? Не успел прочитать. Когда взяли Пайман, она его прячет. А, мы выпили, короче, зелье дресни, чтобы попасть в лазарет.
Whoa, are you okay?
Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin. The traveler started complaining of a stomachache, and then nausea, and then collapsed onto the ground. Paimon doesn't know what to do. Freezing limbs, twitching fingers, and pale complexion. Could it be poison? Let me take a look. Please lie down over here.
О, мой живот. Несите мне новые
Don't worry,
штаны.
I'll get you to the bed safely. Here, hold on to my shoulder and walk slowly. You can do it, traveler.
О, спасибо, так неловко.
Don't apologize. You're sick after all. Now, please relax. I'm just going to do a preliminary checkup on you.
Сиджин достал инструмент и начала осмотр. Надеюсь, я не слишком здоров, чтобы меня сейчас не выписали.
I see now. My checkup has confirmed that he's not in any mortal danger. That's our worst fear out of the way. Eh? Oh, that's good. But I'll continue my diagnosis of the patient now. Please, relax and take a deep breath.
Джин пощупывает тоже живот. Она будто использует силу элементов, и выражение лица смягчается.
Don't sense serious damage to your organs either. Does it hurt when I press here?
Ничего не больно.
And here?
А тут немного больно.
Huh? But based on my initial checkup, there shouldn't be a problem here. How strange.
Неужели я перестарался?
What about here? Does this hurt?
Совсем нет.
Oh, I understand. So that's what it is. I think you just ate something that disagreed with you. That's all. Nothing too serious. Outside of a pretty bad stomachache when it decides to act up. So that's what it is. Thank goodness it's not anything more serious. And there have been other inmates complaining about the food recently. I'll inform our head chef, Mr. Woolsey, of this problem as soon as possible. Congratulations! The health risk is incredibly low, so you should recover within a couple days. Why don't you take a rest here while I go get some medicine for you? Miss Lorvine, I'll have to trouble you to help me look after this new patient while I'm gone.
Very well.
And she hopped away just like that.
Сиржева назвала эту женщину Лорвин, значит, она есть тот самый
Hello.
всегда
So how are you
завет,
feeling
про
now?
которого говорили. Воля будущей четверки хилочек, скорее всего, да. Ну, мне кажется, что да. Я себя чувствую не очень. На тему Battle Pass и всего остального, сейчас, так сказать,
His
говорим.
stomach aches really bad. He was stumbling about the
Как
whole way here,
закончится
so
диалог.
Paimon's really worried.
If Miss Sijuin says it's not a serious problem, then there's no need to worry. She's the best medic we've got down here.
But it also looks like she's the only medic you've got down here.
Well, that's true.
What do you mean, that's true? That's really misrepresenting the situation. Of course I can't speak for the whole fortress, but it's not like everyone imprisoned here is useless, you know? Though they may have committed crimes and gotten locked up here as a result, they still know a thing or two about medicine, and they help Miss Sishuin take care of the sick and injured.
Yeah, you're right. But did you have to lecture me about it in front of another patient? Aren't you a patient too? Where did all your energy come from?
That's correct. Sorry, I got a bit ahead of myself.
Are you two also sick?
We've been sick a while. I come back every once in a while for checkups, and to pick up the medicines Miss Sijuin prescribes for us. That's just the nature of chronic illnesses. As for her... you could say she fancies herself as Miss Sijuin's capable helper because she learned a bit of medical knowledge ages ago.
Please watch your mouth, Mr. Jurier. Don't forget that you are the primary reason I have frequent heart palpitations.
Hey, don't start arguing now! Please, keep it civil at least.
У них, похоже, отвратительные отношения. Встречаются они мужественно, когда приходят за своими лекарствами. Кроме этой парочки, здесь нет ничего подозрительного. Документ на столе, это должно быть записи о пациентах. Есть еще коробка, но ее нельзя смотреть прямо сейчас. На стенах ничего нет. А это что? Будто бы один блок на полу может двигаться.
Hey! There's no need to fight! Everyone will be released someday, so there's no need to argue over silly things like this!
Release. It's way too early for us to even think about that. And who the heck knows if we'd even be able to continue our previous lives?
Может быть, сам по себе наличие такого блока не является подозрительным, но чутье искателя приключений подскажет, что именно в таком месте блок вызывает подозрение. Что ж там припрятано? Там спрятан тайный ход. В моё
Please allow me
очко.
to end this boring and useless conversation. Oh, and Mr. Jurier, I don't want to see your face here again anytime soon.
And same to you, Miss Lorvine. Anyway, that was more than enough rest for me, so I'm going to get out of this excessively noisy place. See you later, everyone.
He just slowly walked off like that?
That's just what he's like. I'm sorry you had to see all of that. I'm Lorvine, and that's... Well, his name is Jurier, but I hope you'll never have cause to remember his name.
You really can't stand him, huh?
I mean, can you blame me? Look, who would like someone who is as arrogant and obsessed with weird research topics as he is? But there's no need to keep dwelling on him. I'll accompany you two for a while. Miss Sishwin should be back soon, and I'm sure you'll feel better as soon as you've had some of her medicine.
Спасибо за заботу.
No, it's nothing.
I'm back! Did you rest like you promised?
Thank you for getting our medicine, Miss Sijwin.
Did you all cooperate with your bed rest? I trust that nobody got up to walk around. Good. Here, this should be 2 days worth of medicine for you. Take 1 pill now, and then continue your bed rest.
Вы приняли таблетку от боли в
Miss
животе, которую вам дала
Levine, I left in
сиджерина.
a bit of a hurry just now. Do you still remember if we discussed the color of the pill that you should be taking today?
I remember. You said it should be yellow.
Разве они не говорили об этом? Что-то не припомню.
Yellow, huh? I understand. These are yours. Please, make sure to go to bed early after taking them tonight. You'll benefit from a good night's sleep.
All right, then I'll also be on my way now. I hope you feel better soon too.
Спасибо.
I'm going to fill out your medical record now. You're widely known as the Traveler, right? I just want to double-check a few details, if that's all right with you. Those two made quite the commotion just now, so why don't we let the Traveler rest? Paimon can answer the questions instead. So his primary symptoms are abdominal pain with secondary symptoms of nausea. Is there anything else? That's it. All right then. Is there anything we should know besides to take the meds? No, his base constitution is quite good, so I'm sure he'll recover quite quickly after taking the medicine. Please make sure to stick to bland or less stimulating foods, and don't stay up too late at night. Got it. Paimon will hold the Traveler to that for sure.
Сиджерин все еще смотрит на меня, надо отдохнуть,
Oh,
как
you're
она
going to
велит.
take a nap already? Okay then, you get some rest.
Вы расположились на кровати для пациентов, расслабились. Усталость от расследования поисков разом навалилась на вас. Вы слышите сквозь дремоту что-то.
He may look a bit under the weather now, but he's actually super strong. So you're the best of companions. Well, don't worry, he'll recover soon.
Компаньон, это слово веет таким теплом.
How do you feel? You slept for a really long time, but we never left.
Теперь лучше только штаны новые
Now
носить.
you can go back without a worry in the world. Remember to take your meds regularly, and remember bland foods. Thank you, Miss Sijuin.
Так вот, короче, по порядку, да, диалог закончился. Было пожелание узнать, что делает Хидра ГГ.
This world is full of unsolved.
Это первое. И второе, были там всякие обсуждения про Battle Pass и так далее. Ну, типа, на самом деле, Battle Pass бонус, на мой взгляд, довольно помойный. Но я рассматриваю со стороны фри-то-плейного игрока. Плюс там 1000 или 10 тысяч кредитов за уровень. Ну, это, ну, такое. Но, впрочем, я согласен, что оно напрашивалось. Короче, Ешка, я могу пальцем, так сказать, обоссывать тоже. Генерируя сферы, которые хилят. Нет, не сделала. Ну, как говорится, зачем мне обоссывать за Гидро ГГ, если я могу обоссывать за Новилет, понимаешь? Сейчас ульту юзану. Мне вот в Геншине только, конечно, ну, не хватает возможности реально перемотать диалоги, если ты там что-то пропустил случайно. Вот это было бы супер круто. По мне. Ну, реально, Battle Pass это, ну, не та штука, за которую нужно, ну, как-то переживать. Вот, по поводу типа французской темы, ну, слушай, оно, ну, такое, как бы, ну, своеобразно. То есть Фонтейн, в принципе, выглядит, ну, как такой хороший, бодрый город. Да, не могу сказать, что я там какие-то французские нотки вижу. Может быть, конечно, в архитектуре они где-то есть, но для меня это не очевидно. Здесь пудели, да, такой а-ля французский момент. Фонтейн называется не Фонтейн, а Курде Фонтейн. Менты это жандармы с формой такой, ну, типа подходящий, да, немножечко под Францию. Да вы француз. Вот. Так что, ну, какие-то отсылки есть, но в плане акцента, ну, я особо ничего не наблюдал. Ну и да, тут везде типа роботы. Короче, как по мне, ну, Фонтейн весьма, ну, приятно, как город ощущается. Ладно, продолжим наш увлекательный сюжет. Ага, ага. Я пытался понять просто именно какой этаж нужно проставаться. Так, сейчас только... Бэ-бэ. Сейчас только поставлю.
Time to prod in a hurry. You really are something. To be able to fall asleep like that and even sleep talk the entire time, you scared Paimon half to death!
Ну что, я сказал, что лишнего?
No, but you kept mumbling things along the lines of, Pyron, go take my grilled fish and put down the Adeptus Temptation now! Paimon talked with Sijwin the entire time you were asleep. She seems like she's just a sincere nurse, and Paimon didn't notice anything unusual in the room. Are you sure we're not going off track with the infirmary?
Неужели мы действительно не положено следовать? В этом месте все же есть что-то необычное. Подвижной блок, также вопрос, который Сиджвин задал Лурвин. Еще действительно ли они говорили о своих лекарствах до того, как мы вошли? Был ли спор Лурвин и Жюлье настоящим, или они разыграли представление? Пойм.
Whoa!
Слушай.
You really are super thorough. All those tiny little suspicious things that Paimon didn't even pick up on. We've got to get the info to Linny.
В течение следующих нескольких дней вы спокойно работаете на своих участках в обычном режиме, при этом вы находите возможность записать английские бумаги ключевые слова, оказывающие на ваши подозрения. Вы успеваете предотвратить занятой или нет, когда случайно проходит мимо ее маскировка безупречна. Быстрым движением руки он берет записку в карман, даже не посмотрев на вас.
Today's the day. Let's go meet up with Linny. Oh.
Hmm? Did you two run into any trouble over the past few days?
No, we just worked our shifts according to the schedule. Nothing weird happened.
That's good. That means you didn't raise any suspicions when you infiltrated the infirmary. We've taken a look at the slip you've sent. Fremine successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago, and as of last night, Lynette has also infiltrated the infirmary after faking an illness.
Wait, why is she getting involved as well?
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. To put it more bluntly, even if we were to view that as something you did in exchange for Fremine's help, you've already done more than enough. Infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation. We want to avoid using the same faces over and over and reduce the amount of suspicion that will fall on any given person. Lynette also felt like you have already taken the first step for us, so she should be the one to finish the job.
So that's what Lynette thinks. Oh, Paimon hopes everything's going well for her.
Да я не против вам помочь.
Perhaps that's true. You are both very good people, and we've come to appreciate that more than anyone else. Unfortunately, there's still one thing that could get between us, lest you've forgotten. The matter of our respective loyalties. You've mentioned before that you've had some run-ins with the Fatui. I can understand that feeling, so I assume you're just helping us out of the kindness of your hearts?
Давай, да,
Well,
свободу
everyone could use some more
меня
friends.
спать трубит.
We'll be counting on you to help us in the
Так
future
сказать, я
too.
спал сегодня до 12, все равно не выспался.
Since I see you as friends, then it's even more important for us to protect you from any peril. Fremine and Lynette feel the same way.
О, это так мило.
Glad to hear it. Then, let's go check on Lynette before Fremine returns. If everything went well, then she should be wrapping up her investigation right about now.
Is now really a good time to go over?
According to my observations, Sijuin always spends around half an hour away from the infirmary right before lunch. Lynette knows this as well, so this should be a good time to meet up with her.
Да, мы тоже такое слышали.
Also, I'm her brother, remember? It's only natural for an older brother to care about his younger sister's well-being.
Okay, then let's head over right away.
Lynette should be here right now. Huh. Strange. Lynette?
As expected, Sijuin isn't here, but why isn't Lynette here?
Возможно, она пошла по следу зацепки.
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to let me know. Unless...
Let's see if there are any clues around here. We can look while we wait for her. Who knows? Maybe she'll be back soon.
Okay. None of the beds have any signs of having been slept in. Except that one over there.
That's the one Lynette must have used, right? You said she was pretending to be sick.
She would have said her migraine was having a particularly bad flare-up. Generally speaking, the head nurse would then ask her to lie down and rest, while she left to retrieve the medication.
Кровать не застелена.
Which means, either the head nurse didn't return the entire time from when Lynette laid down up until she left the bed, or the nurse intentionally left it this way.
Плохой знак.
There are some books here and a few files. They all look like medical records. Advanced nursing, how to raise the spirit of your patients, a quick guide to the psychology of emotions, and the meaning of laughter. These sure are some interesting books. Who knew Sijuin would be interested in these kinds of things? She even has books on understanding people's motivations and feelings. Is it because she's a Melusine? Or does she have a need to understand her patient's emotional state?
Seems quite normal to me. These are skills that would come in handy for a nurse from time to time.
This is it! We saw it before!
Wait, this thing? It doesn't look like it's been disguised that well.
Линия приближается к подвижному блоку и
The
начинает
space
простукивать
behind it
его.
is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be taken apart. There's probably a mechanism around here somewhere. Could Lynette have tried to get inside? But if that's the case, she would have contacted me for sure. Let's look around here for some more clues. Don't panic, just take another look.
Линия, судя по выражению его лица, точно начинает паниковать без паники. Так Линия пытается самого себя успокоить.
Hey, you guys, there's a slip of paper over here!
A slip of paper?
It's right over here, and there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, "Out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message. You may consider this as me giving you my best regards."
This is...
Is that all?
А на обратной стороне...
The back. This is...
Show me! Now!
That look on your face. Paimon's reading it now. Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be right now? No. Could she have... Is she already...
Wriothesley. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as bait?
Wait, you mean he was aware of our goals from the very beginning? But why? We didn't run into any trouble last time, and he also never reached out to us since.
Почему он решил рисовать
Yes.
сразу?
That is a crucial question. Wriothesley, he doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. So this means he had no concerns about your activities from the very beginning. You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervulet, so you have no conflict of interest with Wriothesley. We're a completely different story, though.
Почему он не захотел
I'd
тебя?
like to know that too. Why did he only go after her? Don't panic, just think everything over. I have to stay calm. This is not like what happened last time. The situation's different now. Wait, you're right. Wait, but that means... The fact that Fremine was able to leave the grounds, could Wriothesley have let him go as well?
But what does he gain by letting Fremine leave like that?
Не знаю. Он специально ставил Фремене или нет исчезнуть.
So he's challenging me and trying to provoke me, I'm sure of it. We never should have sent out Fremine. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was on our side. If Wriothesley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a terrible spot now as well.
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him down.
Да успокойся.
Don't be like this, Lenny. Fremine wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Child. That was our fault.
No. I'm the leader of this operation, and I'm the one responsible for this team. I was the one who failed to protect them. I'll go talk to Wriothesley.
Hey, don't be reckless! Traveler, please talk some sense into him.
I simply cannot allow Lynette to be abducted again. I have to go. I'll find a way to get them back.
He's rushed out the door! After him!
Right. I feel like we still have some room to make changes on these details.
It's not impossible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Is that so? Very well. Then please be mindful of the time. Huh?
Is someone?
Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably come in once we stop talking. Someone! Please help! He's sick!
Whoa, are you okay?
Ah, these two. As expected, they've already found this place. Oh, they are quite sharp. What a delightful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. I like the feeling of being trusted. Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin. Being able to read human expressions is quite the useful skill. Lenny! Wait! It's no use, we have to catch up to him! He's already out of sight! How is he so fast? Let's go head him off at Risley's office!
Come out and face me, Risley!
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's indoor management regulations?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such an illness.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next second from another place altogether. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. That means Lynette is probably still alive. You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start, so you deliberately aroused the Traveler's suspicions and baited us into continuing our investigation, just so that you'd be able to kidnap Lynette. As for Fremine, no, you probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. You let him go, so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The Fortress of Meripede is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act differently are those with personal agendas. It was quite easy to identify your colleagues.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Fremine has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need hostages?
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now, but Fremine is not.
He's not? What do you really want?
Lenny!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you so much for cooperating with me.
Где Линет и Фремине?
Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremine should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor has he been taken into any kind of custody. So where do you think he may be right now?
Wait, you can't mean... You locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world. That's all.
Fremine's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he definitely tried to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for the surface.
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Linney is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my own when it comes to negotiating. Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Meripede, regardless of whether it was in a personal or a professional capacity. Well, you got your wish.
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before we even set foot in the fortress.
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. In any case, I will be straight with you. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you started focusing on the Forbidden Zone, all of that changed. Mr. Linney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Fremine is still slowly being pickled out there in the brine. You know just as well as I that he cannot last out there forever. You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety. I would like you to contact your superior, and ideally invite her over for a cup of tea with me.
You want to see Father? But why should she bother giving you an audience?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation to join me for a parents' evening. I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see why she would refuse.
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the Fortress of Meripede? This place is basically a no-man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a harbinger like Father to come here in person.
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite the tea collection. I was looking forward to sharing it with her. Both Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina have already received many samples as gifts.
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use us to blackmail her.
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly have no interest in the fortress's secret? Mr. Linney, you have one last chance to invite your father here. If you refuse...
Зачем ты это делаешь?
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? From the very beginning, the Fatui has been actively infiltrating my fortress. I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Fremine left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls on you.
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6, 5...
Wait,
2, 1. Time's up. It really is a shame, Mr. Linney.
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for my afternoon tea.
Давай обсудим. Давай
Listen to the
поговорим.
Traveler. If you can't talk to Linny, can you at least talk to us?
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out of your way. But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its own set of laws.
Да, я тоже хочу помочь, Линет временная.
Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me a thing or two about what you found, hmm? I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and I'll agree to your request. Question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what is the truth behind the one about not being allowed to work for 3 days in a row?
Вероятно, но спрашивает о странных правилах, если правильно помню, те, кто работает 3 дня подряд, получают обед за порцию странного мяса. Хорошо, что мы это уже тщательно исследуем. Посмотрим, смогу ли я усвоить все подсказки. Обнаружишь тайное правило, складное питание, обнаружишь мясо с сюрпризом. Ну да. Берите улику.
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real... We often see Miss Sijween observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. It seems like she can perceive the general state of a person's health just by looking at them.
Я узнаю, что работаешь без перерыва, так... Сижвин, наверное, типа тебя дресню и... Откладывают, при каких обстоятельствах появляется странное
Fonta's
мясо.
internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpacked... The research notes said that the Melazine race perceives the world very differently from humans. As a result, according to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta... We often see Miss Sijween. The Fonta promoter has been... I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could Sijween be doing during...
Сижвин ходит, да, и мясо себя замешивает. Почему странное мясо так
The
выглядит?
Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the research notes said that the Melazine race perceives the world very differently from humans. As a result...
So that's what's going on. Paimon understands it now. Who would have guessed? The hidden rule of the production zone. People are not supposed to work 3 days in a row, and if they do, they'll get strange meat in their welfare meal. At first, we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared, but in reality, they were all prepared by Sijween, the head nurse. She often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full days of work. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sijween visits the cafeteria right before lunch and cooks an extra dish for those who can use the stamina boost. Sijween has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want anyone to find out about what she does. However, unfortunately, Melazines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of aesthetics is even more alien to us. The recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within and usually just freak out. Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijween's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's nice to know that her efforts have not gone unacknowledged. All right, now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration ring, including the one that you're not allowed to support both sides of a fight. Why is that?
Так, если кто-то пытается поддержать двух бойцов, получает посылку с напитками до крови. Мы назначили вопрос, проанализировать. Так, получается, что произойдет, если нарушить тайное правило? Получишь бутылку. Кто отправляет бутылку?
I've been told that the infirmary is always... Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged... We often see Miss Sijween The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fanta company sponsored it. The company must want a return on their investment as
По
well.
идее, вот как раз я полагал. Почему странная жидкость так
The Fanta
выглядит?
promoter has been struggling because he does... Fanta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product.
Ну, потому что это новый непонятный продукт. Причем посылку получают те, кто реально купил билет на
The Fanta
победу
promoter has
обоих
been struggling
бойцов.
because he... The research notes said that the melazine... The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't
Я
recognize the real
считаю, что
value
только
of
глупец, не
coupons.
знающий цены купона,
Meanwhile,
будет
the Duke
тратить их на фонд.
Paimon gets this rule too now, so there really was nothing to be afraid of. That hidden rule of the Pancration ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive a package containing a strange, blood-colored liquid. People get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing boxer. But really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged new Fanta trial product. A blood-red drink. It's no wonder even Fanta's own staff were questioning the company's decision-making. The company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try to trial the product on a smaller scale, to see how it might be received by customers. They came to the fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the Pancration tournament so they could push their new product.
Да, все нормально. Это не так
completely
работает. Через
refused to
неделю
even
грязь
entertain the
вся,
The
ну,
Duke,
типа,
knowing how
каменеет,
valuable
и
coupons are in the
нет
fortress,
вообще ничего.
knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value would bother buying a Fanta product here. And so, only those who proved their stupidity by being dumb enough to bet on two opposing sides of the same match were selected to receive the drinks.
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to light. Although, based on your description, that Fanta promoter is a bit too careless with his words, I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
Ну, у нас не хватает информации.
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question. The thought of sparing Lynette and Fremine never even crossed your mind.
О, нет, Линия.
You'll pay for this! Ah!
Lenny, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Sigeween. That was a fantastic shot.
It was nothing, Your Grace. Sigeween? Though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional, as I just demonstrated.
Sigeween... You...
Его сообщница.
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and thus protecting it is my duty. When Monsieur Nervulette asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of everyone here. I am merely discharging my duties. But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Linny someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here just like the rest of us?
Так, где
I really
добродетельность?
am just doing what Monsieur Nervulette told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more dire straits right now. His Grace knows it too, right? Your Grace? Mind proving my innocence to them?
My dear Sigeween, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have killed you to just wait another minute or two?
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace. I figured I should try to talk some sense into you. What are you talking about? What time?
Take me if you want. Let them go.
Mm-hmm, how touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
Don't be like that, Your Grace.
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more visitors will be arriving any time now. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Siegeween, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
You... What are you doing?
I believe I hear footsteps.
Дверь распахивается, в комнату врывается знакомая фигура.
Some space, please.
Ah, Miss Clarand. My door.
Fremine... Fremine...
What's going on? What is Clarin doing here?
Work.
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Linney. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please take it easy in the meantime, though.
What happened to Fremine? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like this?
Не знаю, какие симптомы, ну да ладно.
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have consumed primordial seawater.
What did you say?
Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Fremine a more thorough checkup. Your Grace, I'll leave the rest to you.
I'll talk to Clarand while you get Fremine to where he needs to be. Everything else can wait.
What's that look on your face? I thought I made good time on the way back.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Siegeween may have been forced to shoot Mr. Linney again. How's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater has increased significantly. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time... well, you can see how that boy's doing.
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes. A good distance into the water.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved 2.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
It would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcomes were all terrible.
It's a bad sign if you're having to plead your case to Neuvillette. Want some tea?
Not particularly. If you want to drink some that badly, just say so.
Fine, I'd like to get some tea. Want me to get you a cup too, since I've already made it?
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would like to dry my hair.
Да, я хороший, я хороший, я хороший. Но нет. Я не верю, это про нее. Лицо Лени заметно отвращение. Он был бы рад, если Сержин не дотрагивалась до Фремина. Впрочем, вставать его не стал. Было очевидно, что Фремина нужна помощь. Сержин смотрел Фремина, он не выражал беспокойства. Это хороший знак, надеюсь, он будет в порядке.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial seawater. Still, his condition is not critical. Of course, it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Let's leave him here for now, and move him to the infirmary once he's recovered a bit more. Sorry. I am aware that the infirmary may not be your favorite place in the world at the moment.
Ладно, сейчас закончится диалог, я спать у меня просто грубая.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving the fortress? How could that possibly happen?
Please, look after Mr. Fremine for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator. Oh, I'll bring Miss Lynette back with me.
Where is she? How is she right now?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right around now. You might not believe me, but His Grace and I actually made some snacks and tea for her. Linny, are you okay?
I'll be fine. They're all here now. Don't worry about me.
Are you sure? You don't look alright.
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's probably just the residual effects of the tranquilizer shot.
I'm back, everyone.
Lenny! Oh, Traveler, Paimon, you're here too. Fremine? Is he...
He'll be fine. But for now, please help me lift him up.
His breathing's beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side. Lynette, together?
On it.
Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him. Want to come with us?
Хорошо.
The Duke and Clarande are gone. They probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit. Miss Clarande will need a break, since she only just returned from rescuing Fremine out of the sea.
Кларинда спасла Фемина в море. Что ж там произошло? Там произошло то, что я пошел спать. Спокойной ночи.